Hey you guys, Tasha Luna here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Sunday video. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about productivity and give you a couple of life hacks or ways to kind of stay productive or become productive. First and foremost, let's go ahead and just define production. The definition given by Wikipedia in the general vague business sense of the term is various ways to measure efficiency of production. This basically is like a way to measure efficiency, and efficiency is kind of known in the business world of getting more done in less time. So I feel like this is, like I said, a very general, vague sort of businessy term of production and productivity, like measuring how much output you can create with less time. Is very business-esque, and so I want to define it more so for you guys. So I think it is important to kind of have a way to measure and define production in your own life. It can be anything from creating a to-do list, and depending on how many things you get done, that's how productive you were, to maybe even having the fact that you know that you need to do 200 pages of reading by X amount of deadline. Just creating sort of SMART goals, measurable goals that you know that you're capable of and that you're not lowballing or highballing yourself on, so that you don't feel disappointed when you don't reach them, or you don't feel accomplished over reaching a small goal. I think those are important. So those are some easy ways to sort of define productivity in your own life, find out what it means to you, and find ways to actually measure them. Alright, so my first life hack to staying productive or becoming productive is going to be multitasking. Multitasking is a myth, don't do it. I've been hearing more and more people have been realizing now that being an efficient multitasker normally isn't the best way to get tasks done. It obviously depends on what tasks you're looking to do, like doing your laundry at the same time as doing vacuuming or a household chore or something. Those are kind of minuscule tasks. They're not really, they don't demand as much focus. But when it comes to actual tasks, when it comes to studying something, or for me editing a video, or even for you maybe reading a book or something, you're not going to try to do all three of them together and multitask that together, because your full attention's not going to be on each one, and therefore it's going to take you longer time. So don't multitask. Do single tasks. Do one task at a time. Put all of your focus, all of your attention into one task, and really drive that in, really hone in all your focus there and all your energy there, because then you're going to complete it at a much faster pace. You're going to complete it faster than you would if you were trying to multitask it, and you're going to complete it with more efficiency too. You're going to put more energy and more focus into it, and therefore it's going to become a better product at the end. And my second little hack or whatever is going to be planning out your days, making lists. These are super important. They've been super helpful within my life to maintain productivity and make sure that I'm focusing on what is important. So I create two different lists for myself, but personally it doesn't matter. As long as you create one, I feel like you're fine. Kind of like a to-do list, but I don't want to call it a to-do list, more like a list of goals or things for your day, what you would put on your calendar and your planner. Just in general, plan your days out. Put the things that you have that are considered heavier or that require more attention or more focus or more energy from you. Plan those out to do during the times where you know that you are more focused. So myself personally, I know that I'm more focused right when I get back from the gym. So between the hours of 9, 10 until 3 o'clock, that is my main focus time. And if I'm lucky, maybe at 5 o'clock, I can get another half an hour of work in. But I know that that is when I'm able to focus the most. That is when I plan to do the biggest chunk of my work. That is when I plan to do the heaviest work, the one that's going to require the most energy and focus for me to work on. So that's where I can sort of plan that out. And then of course, plan in breaks. I've talked about this before on this channel. Breaks are super important. If you don't plan a little brain break or a physical mental break to get your mind off of what you were just really focusing on, it's going to burn you out essentially. You're going to get very tired, you're going to get overworked, and that's not productive for anybody. So make sure you plan out breaks too throughout your day. So there are two ways that you can really plan out your days. The first way is to kind of just make a general to-do list and sort of prioritize them in importance. So if you know that today you need to have this draft submitted by the end of the day, then you know that that is going to be probably the most important thing, versus later on you want to eventually get X, Y, or Z done. So just kind of plan them out in importance, write out what you have to do, maybe circle the top 3 important things, or just even number them or write them out in order of importance, so that you make sure that you are getting the things that have value to you done. Or there's a second way, which is kind of what I do. It's sort of similar in essence. I make sure that I get everything that I need to do by the end of the day done, but I scatter my tasks around in importance throughout the day. So for example, for today, I'm filming this video, and this is my top level importance. So I'm doing it right now, and then I'm going to edit and upload it. But then after that, I'm going to take a little brain break, and then I'm going to do some yard work, which I know I have to do throughout the day. and then I'm going to come back and do some Skillshare videos, and I'm going to chunk that together, do like 3 hours or so of it, and then in between that my little break is going to actually be like another to-do thing that I have to do. So I sort of plan it out to where all of my important level things are scattered throughout the day, but in a way that I know that I can accomplish them while still giving myself brain breaks that are actually like still more work, but it's not actual physical mental work. So it is still like a break for me. So that is how I plan my days out. You guys know yourselves best, of course, but you know yourself better than I do. So plan things out in the way that you know is going to work for you. The third hack to productivity that I have for you guys is going to be chunking. So what is chunking? In general, it's basically just grouping all of the tasks that are sort of similar together. It is super productive. It's helped me out a lot. I personally don't use it as much as I used to just because my tasks have been like very like day to day. Like I've settled into sort of a routine every single day instead of like a weekly routine, which is what I was doing when I was really focused on chunking. But when I was focused on chunking, an example would be like on, say, like Monday, I would do all of my video recording. On Tuesday, I would do all of my editing, maybe even Wednesday too, if it kind of overflowed into that. Thursday would be video planning ideas. Friday would be thumbnail editing or something of that nature. You know, I would chunk all of these big things that I have to do that are very similar tasks into certain days or certain, even just time periods, not even days. Like, say, for if you want to chunk in one day, you can have from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. you do physical exercise. And everything that's physical or exercise, like sort of grouped, you group it together and you do it then. And then from like noon to 4 p.m. maybe you're running errands. You're going to the grocery store, you're out and about around the town running errands. You chunk all of that together. And then when you come back from like 5 to 8, maybe you read a book or you get some emails done or you do something that is physically similar and mentally similar to the task that to all of the tasks that you have to do. This is really helpful because it gets you into the flow state or in the zone, and it really helps to keep you there versus doing like one task, like for example, doing like a video recording and then going into editing and then maybe going to the gym and then doing like a bunch of little small tasks. Or like for you guys, for like a common example would be like going grocery shopping and then coming back home and then making dinner or something and then going to the post office and then coming back home and then doing some emails and then going out again. It's just not as beneficial as doing all of the errands at once and then doing the other tasks that are also similar at hand. And I've talked about the flow state before on this channel. I'll link Matt DeVilla's video down below again. It is super beneficial and super interesting if you guys want to check it out. The state of flow is basically just when you're in the zone, you're able to be more productive, you're able to get more done, and you're more focused and energized at the task at hand. They have a few tips and tricks to get yourself into the state of flow too. So I think if you guys are more interested in that, it's a super beneficial video to watch. It definitely helped me out in my life a lot, so I suggest watching it. It'll be linked down below. Alright, I've got one last little like tip, I guess, for you guys. I don't want to exactly call it like the fourth life hack. It's maybe like 3.5, but it's just to limit distractions. This is super helpful in any type of productivity or efficiency or even studying in general. Like, this is just super effective and super easy to do. For myself personally, I put on my noise canceling headphones and I turn my phone on do not disturb, or even put it on the other side of the room. Turn my laptop on do not disturb too, because if you have like an Apple laptop, you're gonna get all of the texts and everything too, and that's just really distracting. And when you do like when a notification does pop up, like you're always like, you're programmed to instantly look at it and be dragged away from what we're doing currently to go into a different realm, really. And that's just not beneficial or productive in any way, shape, or form. So just like a little tip or trick, if you're really trying to get in the zone, really trying to maintain productivity, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, turn it over, don't get the notifications. I know it's tempting to look into that and think about that. And the second you get the notification too, your whole like mental mood shifts. Like you start thinking all about what that notification was, and your brain just kind of, or at least mine, kind of like spirals in that direction. And that's just dragging me away from the task that I was really focused on from the beginning. So just like a little side tip, side trick, I guess, to help you guys out. But those are the 3 life hack tip things. I don't want to call them hacks, but I don't have a better word for it. Those are like my little tips to maintain productivity and to stay efficient in your guys' life. I hope they helped you out. They've helped me out a lot throughout my life. So I hope it is beneficial for at least a couple of you guys out there too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want to hear me talk about, any sort of habit building things you want me to do, any sort of hobbies you want me to try. I'd love to try them. I'm always open to new ideas. Make sure to subscribe. I post lifestyle type videos every Sunday for you guys, and I'll catch you next Sunday with a new video. Bye!